Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ieland Live for Tuesday, the 29th of April, 2025. And what a day it was for me. I got off with all the charges. The knife charges were dropped, and the other charges were dropped. I was done on one in Section 6, not complying with a Garda direction, not complying with what he told me to do. But yeah, I'm just going to go straight into this. I'm only back, actually, lads. I had loads of stuff to do. I have nothing really ready. Orla has sent me over stuff, but we'll get through what we have to get through. But what I'm going to do is first, I'm just going to have a look at the comments there first. All right, Chris, bang, 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 case dismissed. Yeah, it was really, I have to say, it was brilliant. But of course, the papers, you know how the journal goes and the other gobshites, and fair play to you, Paul. Thanks, Chris. Fair play to you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Michael. Paul. You had some fun, some sun. Yes, I did. You can see it there. Look, lads, I only have to look at the sun, and I get it. Well done, Paul. Thank you very much. All it'll be on there now in a minute, and great news, mate. Thanks very much, everyone. Fair play to you. Listen, everyone knew I didn't do it. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a video there that exonerates me from everything, and I was going to show it to you tonight if everything had been dismissed, but I have an appeal now. I'm going to appeal this last one now, and the video clearly states I complied with his thing. Okay, I'm going to just go into this. Okay, I'm going to present this just for a minute, and we'll read through it. Just bear with me there. Okay, you see it there. Look, the Independent couldn't go with the picture. I was all suited and booted today, like, you know what I mean? But the Independent couldn't go with that, could they? No, they couldn't. They had to go with that one, you know? Just bear with me there. Can you fix that? Hang on. What am I fixing there, Orla? Let me see. Can you fix that? Nah. Okay. Bear with me there. Let me edit. Yeah. No, Orla, I can't fix that. I can't fix it at the moment. Sorry, I really can't. But bear with me. No, I'm sorry about that. I didn't. But there you go. Look, the Independent. Look, everyone, congratulations, Paul. Great news, Paul. Great news. Yeah, well done, everyone. Smashing weather, lads. Yeah, it is. All good here. Forgot. They're jealous because you are gorgeous, Paul. Thank you very much, Michael. Wait to see the next one. Wait to see the next picture. So, yeah, here we go. People, please, if you can you can send me text. I know I've loads of texts here I'm going to go through in a while. I will have to go through them because, as I said, I've been inundated with stuff all day. I've been very busy. I didn't get out of course till after 5 o'clock, and yeah, Jesus, I'm just elated now, I have to say. You can call us in on WhatsApp on 0892031521. You can also get us watch live on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Ruggermorph27. You can get us on Facebook at Paul Fitzsimons and the Freedom Network. And you can also get us on Martin Murphy and www.theirishchannel.com/live. If you want, you can buy us a coffee. And if you don't worry about it. I'll get my sister to make me coffee. She's good at like that. She's brilliant. But I'm going to, as I said, I share this. But look what they ran with. Look exactly what they ran with. General election candidate. Hang on, I'll just bring Orla up here. Are you all set? Hello. Wasn't that great news, wasn't it?
I mean, I was just wondering if we're going to be hosting the show by myself tonight.
No, sure, there's no one here to set it up for you. Oh, you had to set it up.
I'll get on to the Martin.
Yeah, the internet is still acting up here, so I didn't get a chance to get out and done with it. So, but yeah, let's just read what they have to say. Okay, look, even with me getting this, right, I'm winning this, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Okay, I'll tell you now in a minute. So, general election candidate avoids jail after threatening Garda sergeant at Dublin rally. Okay. An unsuccessful general election candidate has been spared jail. Yeah, but spared jail. How was I spared jail? There was no case to answer to. Has been spared jail and the criminal conviction for becoming irate and threatening a Garda sergeant after addressing a rally in Dublin last year. Irish Freedom Party activist Paul Fitzsimons, 56, from Grange Road, Baldoyle, was charged with unlawful possession of a weapon, failing to comply with Garda directions, and engaging in threatened abusive behaviour or insulting behaviour in an incident at Talbot Street in Dublin city centre on the February 5th, 2024. I'm going to stop sharing that one for a minute because I have a better one here. This is better again altogether. Michael John, you'll love this one, mate. You'll love this one. But let me just present this one.
Can you take me off the screen, Paul?
You went off there for a minute.
No, I went full screen.
You went full. I went off. Sorry, I went off.
Okay. You've just lost the run of yourself this evening.
So look at this. That's a better one. Yeah. Election candidate avoids jail after threatening a Garda Freedom Party activist. Now, I was an Irish Freedom Party activist at the time. Paul Fitzsimons, 56. I tell you, I look good there at 56, don't I? Someone said I look like John Gilligan coming out there today.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that was at lunch. That was at lunchtime because I only had the bottle of water at lunchtime. Like, we were in there from 10:30, right? 10:30. Then at 11 o'clock they called. Hold on, I'm just going to go through this here. Hang on, bear with me there. Hang on, I'll read that now in a minute. But I just want to go through a few of these comments. Michael John, good evening, Orla. Yes, Hunty girl working. Yeah. A proper hit piece, Paul. Yes, exactly. Now you have it. It is a proper hit piece. So was this information then? Lol. Yeah, it is. Two negatives make a positive. Sean Murray, love you, Paul. Cheers, brother. Love you too. Lol. Jesus, we're getting lashed over here. Orla, you are giving me you are giving me stunning girl work. Now, Michael John, yeah. Lol, Orla. Siobhan, I walked the feed off myself on Saturday and still couldn't see Orla. We were there. Good evening, KO, and all the chat. Paul, you are gorgeous. Thank you very much.
Michael, now, come on, don't be. Oh, look, he doesn't need a bigger head.
Sean, Paul, you look like the mafia. That's what. Now, I don't know how many people have said that to me. You know what I mean? Anyone see Joseph Puska's family were in court today? Radio silence by RTE. Exactly.
Oh,
but yet, but yet they all come out and do this hit piece on me.
I know.
Good genes, Paul. Yeah, you're right, Frank.
Paul, when you were coming out, were we on the phone to the monk?
Yeah. Paddy, when you see the sun, it brightens our moods. Yeah, it does. Can't wait to see Jaden's cartoon take on those pictures. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Even all. What's that? He said, Paul, we've won the league. Are you coming over for the parade on the 26th? We might just do that. We'll see. Me and the young fella might go over. Leave it with me and we'll see what's happening. Yeah, because I'd love to be over there. The shade of it all, the Tish thing. Okay, so let's go through this, right? This bullshit that they've written, right? Irish Freedom Party activist, blah, 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 blah. An unsuccessful general election candidate has been spared jail and a criminal conviction for becoming irate and threatening a Garda sergeant after addressing a rally in Dublin last year. Irish Freedom Party activist Paul Fitzsimons, now, okay, I was IFP at the time, from Grange Road, was charged with unlawful possession of a knife as a weapon, failing to comply with Garda directions, and engaging in threatening, abusive or insulting behaviour in an incident at Talbot Street on February 5th last year. The podcaster and IT consultant pleaded not guilty at Dublin's District Court. My sister says to me there, would you not get a job back in IT now? You know what I mean? I said, they only look at my social media, I said, and I'm unhireable. They will not hire me. Nobody will. Yeah. So, okay. The podcaster and IT consultant pleaded not guilty at Dublin District Court. The reason why I pleaded not guilty was because I did nothing. I did no wrong. Okay. And having reviewed the evidence, Judge Patricia Cronin gave him the benefit of the doubt and dismissed the knife charge on Tuesday after noting the reason he had was to cut down posters. She dismissed it
And
because
there is
it
your
was nothing.
disinformation, Paul. It wasn't
Yeah.
a knife, it was a penknife.
Well, it was, listen, it was a knife and I had a standy at the end of it. Listen, or a butter knife can kill someone at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. A knife is a knife. Okay, I get that. But we see the guy running around there, Carrick McCross last night with
Yeah,
the
I
bloody
know.
knife in his hand, trying to stab
Yeah.
people. But I'd
That's a
probably
proper
pull that
knife.
up in a
Yeah.
while. Yeah, yeah, I'll pull that up in a minute. And it was the cut down thing. Defense solicitor Lorraine Stevens, and I will say she is one good solicitor. I'm not messing. I have to tip my hat to you, Lorraine. You were really brilliant, I have to say, and I would recommend it to anyone. Defense solicitor Lorraine Stevens pleaded for leniency. She pleaded for leniency. Leniency to what? To what? For the father of three, stressing he had not come to negative attention since and his community work. Okay, the community work she's talking about is GAA. Okay, and GAA. And I was dropped off the GAA team last year as soon as the Sunday World put out that piece with me sticking my tongue out. And I was dropped off the football team in Clonee. And I'm sure I can go back now. So on the day he had expressed frustration at being told to move on, which was generally a direction given to young people, she submitted. What she said was, she said, when you tell people to move on, especially young people, they tell you no and they won't do anything. However, okay. But what she said was, when Mr. Fitzsimons was asked to move on, he complied. He told the guard, okay, I'm going to comply. Okay. However, Judge Cronin found him guilty of the 2 Public Order Act charges. Okay. Noting his prior conviction was in 2003 for a motoring offence. So I had no convictions. I no clean as a whistle. And she could treat him like a first-time offender. She could treat me like one because I am a first-time offender, you freaking idiots. And she applied the Probation of Offenders Act. Okay, so that means there's no conviction. There's no anything. Unless, of course, I get done again for something similar and I'm brought up, and then they'll bring that up. So this is why it's been appealed. This is why it's been appealed, okay? In evidence, former taxi driver Fitzsimons said he was part of a rally that marched from the Garden of Remembrance along O'Connell Street to the Custom House, where he addressed a massive crowd, and it was a massive crowd. And if anyone remembers that day, I was wearing my lovely T-shirt with all the things they hate on it. Do you remember? Why single? It wasn't single. No, it wasn't single. It was white Christian, meat eater, all the good stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And anti-woke and all that shit.
Mm.
So he said he told other marchers to keep moving in response to being confronted by counter demonstrators. That was in O'Connell Street because we were funneled down, and I was at the front and I'm shouting, lads, don't even give them the oxygen. The same as what I did the other day. I done exactly the same the other day. Anyone that was there that was shouting at them, I said, lad, move away from them. Don't even entertain them. Turn your back on them. That's how you kill them people. The court heard that hundreds of Gardaí were in the area as a buffer between the 2 factions. Now there was, yeah, but they were protecting them. They weren't protecting us, okay? He said he was taking down posters after a gathering, so he had the penknife or lock knife with 2 blades, one of which was a retractable, like a Stanley blade. Yeah, it was. He bought it in a woody store and only had it for cutting cable ties to hang posters. Otherwise, it was kept in a zip pocket, he testified. That's exactly what it was there for. Okay. Afterwards, he was making his way to his car and stopped at Talbot Street, where Gardaí, including a superintendent, were present. That is very true. The superintendent walked by me, looked at me, walked over to the guard and spoke to the guard, and within seconds, the guard was on my shoulder telling me to move. So I was singled out by the superintendent. The superintendent knew exactly who I was. The guard said he didn't know who I was. He knew exactly who I was. Okay, maybe the guard didn't, but the superintendent did, because he walked by and he looked at me. An opposing group had passed through there about 15 minutes before he arrived. They were not an opposing group. They were the same group that was at our protest. About 60 of them went to walk up. Sorry, lads, I'm missing all these comments when I'm reading this. Yeah, so they weren't an opposing group. They were our group, but about 60 to 100 of them went marching up to Enoch Burke, and the guards cordoned them off in there and arrested 11 people. I was the 12th person to be arrested. He said Sergeant Jones appeared over his shoulder and told him to leave, citing Section 8 of the Public Order Act. The accused admitted to coursing and claimed the guard had punched him 3 times in the back before arresting him, which he did. Okay. He testified that he had been complying with the caution to leave and was walking away irate and he was irate at being signalled out from the other people at the scene. Yes, I was. Fitzsimons agreed with the solicitor that he thought the Garda sergeant was interfering with his right to protest. Yes, he was. I wasn't even protesting anyway. I was standing there, you know. He admitted he told the Garda sergeant to fuck off 5 times, which I did. And listen, who knows? I'd probably do it again if he'd done it again. But denied being threatening or that it could have been a flare-up. However, when cross-examined, he apologised for coursing. Of course I'm going to apologise for coursing. You know what I mean? What do you want me to say? Oh, tell him to fuck off. You know, I'm in a court of law. You have to. Okay, I was sorry then in the end. Okay, fair enough. It was put to him that he could have used the wire snips to cut cables, but he said that he had kept the knife in his bag. Okay, it was put to me that I could have used the wire snips to cut the cables. I could have very easily used the wire snips to cut the cables if I had a bleeding wire snips in my bag, but I hadn't. I had a pen knife in my bag. Okay, let's put that one to bed. The sergeant. Coursing. What? I'm not coursing, ma. My ma keeps telling me not to be coursing. I'm not coursing.
No, he's not.
I'm not. The sergeant refuted the claim that he punched the accused and said that he escorted him onto the footpath. He also pointed out Mr. Fitzsimons did not mention being punched in his commentary in the video evidence recorded on his phone. The accused of being threatened by telling the sergeant, take off your uniform. The accused agreed. He made that remark, but said it was after the officer told him that he could handle himself. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what happened. And there's video evidence to prove everything I'm saying here. Okay, I just can't show it tonight, but I will be showing it. Don't you worry. When I win the appeal, I will show this video evidence. He appeared over my shoulder and he said to me, under section 8, blah, 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 blah. I said, what are you doing coming to me? He says to me, can you let me finish? I said, I'll let you finish. He said, under section 8 of the blah, 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 I'm afraid. I said, but I didn't do anything. And you can hear all this in the video. I said, I didn't do anything. He said, and he said it again. And then he said, are you going to comply? And my words to him were, of course I'm going to comply. I'm hardly going to let you and them 6 other fuckers over there lift me into the back of a Mariah. They were my words. And as I was walking away, you can clearly see it in the video. He says, don't worry, lad. I can handle myself. I can handle myself. And as I was walking away, I turned back to him. I said, I can handle myself as well. Take off the fucking uniform and we'll see how big a man you are. That's exactly what I said after he had said to me what he said. Okay. As I was walking, I kept walking. Next thing you can see him in the video coming after me. And every time he punches me, the camera jumps. The camera jumps. You know what I mean? And I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? And the camera jumps again. And then he punches me a 3rd time. Threaten me. Will you threaten me? I said, I never said anything to anyone. I said, no. And then he said, you're being arrested. The reason why he came and punched me was because he knew I was walking away and he needed to get this arrest. This is exactly what happened. I'm telling you now. And as I said, I will be releasing this video after the appeal. I don't give a shit. I will be exonerated. There's no way I'm going to have these papers talking shy. You know what I mean? I did course. Oh, I'm not saying I didn't course. I'm not saying I didn't tell him to take off his jacket. But yeah, following his arrest, he was taken to Mountjoy Garda Station where the knife was found on him. That's the end of it. So that's the end of the case. So this is all bullshit. Trying to make me out to be something that I'm not. You know what I mean? It's but hey, yeah, listen, we'll stop that screen now. I think enough about that now. So that's put to bed now. But again, after the appeal, people will be given this video. And if I lose the appeal or win the appeal, this will be getting played because people will be given this video to play on different grips. I'm going to give it to grip. I'm going to give it to everyone because this is Garda corruption of the highest order. I'm telling you now, this is. And that's why I pleaded not guilty to everything. Would you not plead guilty to a lesser charge? No. Plead guilty to nothing. And they had to do me today. They had to do me on something. You know what I mean? But as I said, you can clearly see me saying, of course, I'm going to comply. You know, and I do course. Okay, well and good. But in his evidence, he said, on another day, Your Honour, it wouldn't have bothered me, the coursing or anything like that, he said, but it was a heated day and I was up to 90. That's not my fault. That's not my fault that he was having a rough day. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to win the appeal and then we release the video and then everyone can see what what I was talking about. Other than that, it was a great day, and yes, get in there. Brilliant. I
We could have been
avoided
we could
jail.
have been filming an episode, like Shawshank Redemption.
Orla, the charges themselves were not custodial charges. Even the knife wasn't a custodial charge. So they're talking out of a hat with that article. It's bullshit. He avoids jail. I was never going to jail. I was never going to jail for that. It was bullshit. And the judge knew it was bullshit. That's why she dismissed it. You know what I mean? I asked for my knife when I was leaving because I got the memory stick back with the recording on it. And she asked for the memory stick. And as I'm walking out, I says to her, Lorraine, can I get me knife? Oh, she says, oh, Jesus, yeah, hang on. And she said, Your Honor, the knife, the thing, blah, blah, blah. Garda, such a thing. The sergeant has that in whatever. You'll have to talk to him. I says, right, no problem. I will. I'll get that back. So, yeah. So it was brilliant. Yeah. I'm just going to go through some, mate. They are terrified of alpha males. The doll is run by sissies and queers. Okay. Garda tried to pepper spray me once. I ducked just in time and ended up spraying his colleague. Good man. But they caught my father. And I'm being honest with you. That was after I was charged for all of this. I have been targeted in more ways than you can imagine over the last 2 years. I really have. And the same way as Anthony's had to be targeted, Sin and Nadine has had to be targeted. We all must be doing something right if they're targeting everyone. You know what I mean? What's that there? You forgot the R and the V. Yeah, what's the R and the V? I don't know what that. Yeah, there you go. The camera never lies. Always tape the Gardaí, corrupt fuckers. Yeah, you're right. Ginty Mar, silence is the only right you have. Never give your surname. Well, they know my surname. Utility knife. It wasn't a machete. No, Frank, it wasn't a machete. I'll actually listen. It was a knife. Now listen, it was a 3-inch blade on it when you open it out. It was steel. There was a screwdriver thing on it, Stanley blade on the back of it. You can openly buy these for $12.99 in Woodies. You know what I mean? Like people carry them on their thing. There's a clip to clip it onto the side of your belt. But I didn't have it on the side of my belt. I had it left in my bag, you know. Dunshaughlin is full of migrants. Oh. I'm at getting coffee sent in there. This is great. I tell you. You needn't bother buying me a coffee, lads. I'm at getting one. Oh, this is great. I tell you, I usually have to go and make my own. What's this now? And your man who attempted to duck the 5-year-old got released and told he has 2 weeks to leave Ireland and don't come back for 10 years. Yes.
But he's allowed back in the country. Do you know? Judge Nolan strikes again.
Yeah, what's this? Who's this? No one's fair. I have a copy of a video of that arrest and I will publish it after the appeal. Are you mimicking me? Are you saying you have a copy of my arrest? Or if you have a copy of it, you wouldn't have my copy because nobody has seen my copy. Nobody has seen my copy at all. Surname is your company. Yeah, okay. Daniel. Garda are traders going against their own people. They have been bought off and sold out. Any good ones that were in the Garda are gone. The people won't ever forget that. I won't forget it. And anyway, company name is Paul Sunburned. Yes, I am sunburned, to be honest with you. Window Man was delighted to see Freedom Dad at Saturday's protest in Dublin March. We need more people down in the north. What chance we have united? We have no chance to avoid it. Respect to Freedom Dad. I didn't see him, to be honest with you.
No,
but there was that many people there on Saturday. I missed loads of people. I wanted to see loads of people, but they were gone. They have chosen their side, and it's not the people's side. Lads, we're flying it there. Hang on there. We're up there.
Which is, I reckon, remember that guy had it up on X where he did all calculated out. And he's saying 106,000 were there. Then I see other reports it was 110,000. So, like, it was huge. It was absolutely massive.
Yeah. Most people in Dunshaughlin up to now have been fast asleep. Most people everywhere are fast asleep. They're watching the news. That's what they're doing. Not surprised, Michael. What's this? Mint yourself, Paul, on the sunstroke. Okay. I seen that Susan God knows which community he will land in. Okay, I don't know what that is. Good luck to see Black Paddy get cornered by Niall McConnell. He shouldn't be in the country. I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever he does, telling jokes and everything else, well and good, but he shouldn't have went on that show. And what's this? Gemma O'Doherty has been through far worse. I know, but sometimes Gemma brings it upon herself now, to be honest with you. I'm not knocking Gemma. I'm not saying anything about her, but she can be very abrupt to people, and, that's just my opinion. Was it a Swiss Army knife? No, it wasn't. Go on to the Woodies website. It's called the Tactic Knife. Taktik. Tactic. Taktik. Yeah. Hey, Davina, I haven't seen you in a while. Okay. That was brilliant, Frankie. How long until they put a crescent moon on our flag, like the Austrian flags? Yeah. Okay. Happy days, XD. Okay, KO girl, read my mind. Right, Orla, I think we have to go with something that you sent me.
I've sent over a few videos. Should be already there to play.
Okay, so which ones are you? Is this from? Okay, I've one here. Kicking elderly out of homes. Is that one?
Yes, that's a very good one.
I'm going to be honest with you. Talking about oncologists, 3 people I've been told today all have weeks to live with turbo cancer, stage 4 cancer. Straight into hospital, stage 4 cancer, only weeks to live. Like, people,
what age group are they?
50, 60-ish. You know what I mean? But let me just see this. Oncologists won't tell. Yes, okay. I'm going to share that there now. We'll talk about that first. Lads, is that beeping in my ear there? I can hear you, but I will get to it now in a minute. Hold on. Let me just stop sharing that.
Yeah, and then there's another write-up attached then to that.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, I have that there. That's there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I didn't want to have you reading too much, Paul.
I don't mind reading. I'm good at reading. Oncologist warns of terrifying aggressive cancers in children linked to immune suppression from COVID vaccines. Oh, let's triple lock. Not that one. We want the next one. Okay. Top oncologists sound alarm. Dr. Patrick Soon-Shung and Dr. Angus Dalgleish warn of unprecedented cancer spikes in children and young adults. mRNA vaccines implicated. Experts claim COVID shots may be accelerating aggressive turbo cancers by integrating into cell DNA. Global cover-up. Medical establishment ignores crisis after mandating experimental vaccines, leaving families in the dark. Forced compliance backfires. Millions coerced into taking shots now face devastating health consequences. We all know about this, don't we? Well,
Robert F. Kennedy has warned that he is afraid of children, that there could be an awful lot of children coming down with leukemia, because we all know with the mRNA shots that they're suppressing the immune system and they are damaging the killer T cells, which suppresses the cancer cells in your body. So it's very concerning, very worrying. What's coming?
Yeah, it is. Someone's just saying about the beauty shop in Dorset Street shutting down. I'll play that video in a while.
Yes.
As I said, I can't download that in here because the internet is not great. So
I think I sent the video over to you.
Did you?
I think. Oh no, mate. Did I send it over to you? Because it's a good 5 minutes long.
No, I actually have it there. I'll get it on my phone there now, and I'll send it back to myself. But yeah. So listen, I was actually texting Ferg back and forth. Ferg put a thing out there this morning about nobody speaking out about vaccines and about vaccine injured and about the excess mortality. And I told him, I said, we have your back on this, Ferg. I said, protest for this. I said, we will be with you 100%. We are. I'll be behind them. I'd say the party will be behind them. You'll be behind. We're all behind them on this one because nobody is speaking about vaccine injured. There's nobody speaking about the turbo cancers. There's nobody speaking about the forced coercion of people and getting the vaccines and everything else.
All the sudden deaths and things like that. I think I've sent you over a couple more things in relation if we're going to be just doing, this slot here on it.
Yeah, what did you send me?
If you just go back a little bit, just the last couple of days, because we didn't know, we've been so busy for the show, we didn't get to highlight a few things I'd sent on. But if we're going, the way we do like a kind of a segment on it.
Yeah, cardio fixer, brilliant response. What's this? I don't know what that is. Freedom podcast. These are just PPS numbers. We've done them already. Well, still driving my car. It's not. It's just that I didn't get a chance to download anything. As I said, I'm only in the door. I'm only in the door. Freedom podcast. What's this one? Northern Ireland excess debts. Do you want it? Will we go?
Yes, yes,
that one of them.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll just share the screen here now, and I'll make that bigger. So these are the excess debts in Northern Ireland. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So January, Northern Ireland excess debts 2020. Okay, January to March, no lockdown, no excess debts. April, May, lockdown, huge excess debts. June to August, no lockdown, no excess debts. September, November, flu vaccine, excess debts. December, COVID vaccine, spike in excess debts. There's 2,056 excess debts after lockdown. Look. Jesus Christ, that is crazy. April, look where it went up. Lockdown and excess debts. Look, April and May. There's nearly There's 900 there. Nearly 900 excess debts just for them 2 months between April and May. Then we have flu vaccination excess debts. 3,2, that's 500, 6,8, nearly 700 then again in 3 months. And then in December alone, there was 329. There's 4,519 COVID-19 related deaths. This was April 2021. 4,268 had at least one or other cause of death, 95%. 250 died of COVID-19, 5%. The youngest was 38. This is the one that was killing people at an alarming rate, but the people it was killing was mainly 85, 90-year-old people with comorbidities, you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't COVID that killed these people. Oh, no, it wasn't. You're right. It wasn't COVID that killed these people.
Yeah.
But
look at all the sudden deaths now. Like they're sweeping it under the carpet that it's like, oh, sure, it's no big deal anymore. Well, yes, it is. People in their 20s and 30s, do not, like, it is not normal for them just to drop dead. And now they're trying to normalize it all, just to have it that, making it that, oh, sure, it's no big deal anymore. Do you know what I mean? It is a big deal.
Yeah,
and a lot of these people were all perfectly healthy beforehand. A lot of them are into sports and everything like that,
Well, I'm going to read Ferg's tweet. A load of people have seen it, you know what I mean? But I'm going to read it out here live because we need to highlight this. When will we see over 100,000 people out on our streets demanding justice for the medical genocide of our people, including children and babies? We can send all foreign criminals home. Ava O'Brien and countless like her will never get to come home to her family, who are left absolutely torn apart and devastated from her cruel and unnecessary death. Murdered by Pfizer and sanctioned by the Irish state, and that's her father Martin's own words. The plantation can be reversed. The genocide of over 22,000 of our people cannot. Where's the outcry? Where's the outrage? Where's the call for a rally? You call it, mate. I'm telling you. Where's the righteous fucking anger for all the murdered little innocent boys, girls, babies, mothers, fathers, uncles, aunties, sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, grandmothers, grandfathers, all slaughtered by monsters for monetary gain and part of the died suddenly and unexpected club that many people choose to stay silent about? People say they want to step up and be a leader and help this country, and that they love Ireland and our people. It is noted the absolute cowards who never once spoke up about the poison in those jabs, and to this day are disgusting silence. A disgusting silence is absolutely deafening, and it will never be forgotten either. Everyone involved from top to bottom needs stripping of all assets and thrown in a rotten cell and waiting for the most severe punishment possible. They're unforgivable crimes against the indigenous humanity of our home. I hope there is a Nuremberg too, and every one of the dirty bastards swing justice for Ava. None of you get to walk away. You will answer in this life or the next. I'm just gonna, and this is young Ava. I'm just gonna play.
That's your video, play that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna, because I didn't put that. I have to present it again. I'm gonna present this now, and I've no sound on it there. So, yeah, let's play. Young Ava. Yeah.
Well, it's not far down to paradise, at least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away, find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe me, it's not far to never bad reason to pretend. The wind is right, you can find the joy, the innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away everywhere to see free, and that's such a special fantasy. Think it's the best of me when I'm sad.
Oh God, so sad. So I tell you, I'm an old softy, haven't I? But that was our dad Martin. He's a lovely guy. I'd met him once with Ferg. Didn't really talk to him, but Martin, we should get Martin on here one of the nights just to we know Ava's story, but to hear it from her father would be, you know, Jesus, I tell you, I don't know. When it comes to kids, it's just.
Well, my daughter's 13. You know, there's not near enough can be done for these people.
Yeah. I'm miles out with this. I am, lads. I'm just Mickey Tip killing us all off. We're not even cold in the grave, and they give it, and they PPS numbers already to the third world scammers. They're flooding in to replace us. Scandalous. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Yeah. We don't have immune systems. Rather, we have maintenance and repair systems. There's nothing to be immune to. Listen, I took my childhood vaccines. That's all I ever got. I never got anything yet. Flu vaccines. Why would you give yourself the flu?
Yeah, you know? I know.
Why would you give yourself the flu? You know?
Well, why would you be giving children flu shots? Like back in our day, a flu shot was only for people that were 70, 80 years old. And now they're giving flu shots to children. There's absolutely no need for any child to get a flu shot. You know? And especially the spray one, because that's crossing up through there, through the blood-brain barrier. And you don't know what sort of damage it's doing. There is no reason for a perfectly healthy child to get a flu shot. We all have an immune system that works. I mean, back in our day, you could be out in the field, excuse my language, and you could be eating shite, and nobody cared. And you were healthy. Do you know what I mean? You were rarely sick. And now look at the state of children now, between asthma and skin allergies and
peanut allergies.
All these different allergies for peanuts.
Never heard any of that.
Yeah.
Never heard any of that. And Joan actually,
it's allergies for everything. Do you know what I mean? I would have been on the Parents Association a few years ago, and coming up to Easter time, we used to get treats for the kids. And the amount of you couldn't get this, and you couldn't get that, and you couldn't get the other. The list of allergies was unbelievable. There was even people allergic to strawberries. You know, I didn't even know you could. Do you know what I mean? I was I've never even heard of anyone being allergic to strawberries. But the list was unbelievable. I had to go into a shop and I had to check through the ingredients of what crisps I could get or what bars I could get for the kids. Do you know what I mean? It was just unbelievable. You know?
Lads, I'm just going to address this. Lads, who decides who speaks at the protest? I'd love to hear a few different voices like Casey or yourself, Paul. Always the same voices, which, don't get me wrong, what they say is great. No, listen, it was organised. It was, there was councillors. It was just councillors. That's what they said, because sometimes it gets really out of hand. As I said, I spoke last year at the one last year, but it was IFP at the time. And I think Herman spoke, I spoke, Gavin spoke, Malachy spoke. Who else would have spoke? Patrick Quinlan would have spoke.
Didn't Suzanne Delaney speak? And I think Jana London, I think she spoke as well. There was a couple, there was quite a few.
Yeah, and James Conway spoke, I think, the same day. So
yeah,
there was a few that day. But what happens is, I'll be honest with you, Ken, what happens is it gets very messy. It gets towards the end, and it's not even that. If you don't keep the crowd, if you don't keep it short, this lark of doing speeches and reading speeches and going on for 10 minutes, people start walking away. They really do. I've seen it. You know what I mean? And it's happened umpteen times.
Yeah.
Gavin Pepper is gifted at it. Gavin gets in 2 or 3 minutes, boom, 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 boom. That's him done. And he gets every point across, speaking from the heart. As I said, this lack of writing speeches is standing there. Like last year, we had one woman who was reading a speech. It was 5 pages long. You know what I mean? 5 pages long. And I'm going to ring the kids now in a minute. I'll put a video on now in a minute. But it was 5 pages long, and I'm holding it. She must have went on for 12 minutes, and we had to just cut her off. You know what I mean? And then people are giving out, what are you cutting her off for? And there's always a row. This is what happens. There's always an argument. Or you wouldn't let her speak, or you won't let women speak, or you won't do this, or you won't do that. So they organised it that just councillors were talking. That was it. That's the way it is. That's the way it was done. So I don't know what way it's going to be going forward. If Fair calls a protest, if Fair calls a march for the likes of this, for vaccine injured, I'll be in the front. I'll be in the firing line there. I don't care. I'll be right in front. I don't care. I never got the job because I know it was garbage, and I'm sorry I didn't warn people about it. Listen, people got it for the right reason. They thought
we tried to warn people, and they wouldn't listen to it.
Listen, I've lost everything because of this. Because of speaking out about jobs, speaking out about immigration, speaking out about this, and people tell you you're a shill, you're a this, you're a that. Come walk in my shoes for half an hour and you'll see what it's like to be a shill, a so-called shill. But yeah. But as I said, I'm not going to knock anyone for getting the vaccine. I'm not going to, listen, there's
a lot of people were coerced and bullied into it.
Yeah. But a lot of people didn't get vaccines either. They got placebos.
Yes.
They did.
True.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of that. It was poor little girl, chronic, Billy the Kid. Lads, I'm only catching up on these now. I came into life screaming, I'll go out screaming. Yeah, so will I. Ginty Mar, I see a poor child on a chain on his leg locked to a tree somewhere in Africa. Shocking. Frank Power, I'd say the docs were on commission for jabbing. Oh, of course they were.
They were getting 60 euros per shot. 60.
Yeah.
And somebody said it was at the time, was it Dr. Pat Morrissey or Dr. Billy Rath? One of them said it, I think, that there was one doctor one morning and 400 people that had in. 400. Hey, Karen, multiplied by 60 euros. It was all about the money. That's all they cared about.
Yeah.
Karen says a 4-year waiting list there for allergy testing. Yeah. 4-year waiting list. Yeah. Can we do, because it does kind of tie in.
What's Ginty said?
We need to do the one on the elderly. As I said, it kind of goes hand in hand, because it would have been all during the whole COVID thing of let's protect Granny. Now they want to kick Granny out of their house, or out of her house, should I say. Now, there needs to be uproar over this as well.
Yeah, Franco comedy. Let's have it. Okay, hang on. What was that one? Did you send it to me? Which one was it?
Yeah, I would have labeled. I probably labeled it as the elderly. Yeah.
No. Did we not play this the other night? No. The elderly. No. Kicking the elderly. Is this your man, Michael?
No, it's a woman speaking. I'll know it when I see
it. Yeah, 2:38.
It's not long. I think it's only just a minute or something long. But a woman speaking out. She's very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it now. Okay. You come back and talk to that now. I'm just gonna ring the kids while this is playing. This one, is it?
No.
That one, Orly, yeah?
No, not that one. That's a different one.
Educate me. Okay.
No.
Okay. Kicking elderly out of their homes. Okay. TikTok. Okay, I have this. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll play that other video now with that lady in a few minutes.
Okay. We mightn't stay on for long tonight because, see, this is taking forever now because the internet's not great. There's something happening with the internet here. Oh, let me just. Oh, there we go. So this is TikTok.
Yeah,
well said, lady.
That's it. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Well, I'm furious about it. I think it's one of the worst ideas the government has come up with. Fine if people would like to downsize.
That's stopping there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pausing, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Jesus Christ. See, I'm miles away from the box. I've tried to plug in whatever, but it doesn't seem to be.
Pretty much what the lady is saying is, right, that it's an absolute and utter disgrace that.
Hang on. It's playing now.
Raised families there, and because the children have left home, we're turning around and we're saying, oh, you know, we'd like you to downsize, we'd like you to right size. There is no such thing as right sizing. If you take individual autonomy into it, people decide what they would like to have. So we're saying to them, no, you're going to have to get out of here and give this home to a younger person. Now, what we're actually doing is the language around this that really worries me, encouraging older people. Now, I think the government could have come up with a better wording where they're going to say, if you're thinking of downsizing, we're going to make it easier for you, not we're going to encourage you out of your own home. And the thing is, we're introducing this negative language. We're making people, elderly people who are living in their own homes, feel guilty for living in these homes, which are maybe a bit big, and they like a big house, they like a big garden, maybe they've got friends coming to stay, and when they get much older, they might need a live-in carer, which they're certainly not going to be able to have if they don't have enough space. Well, I'm furious about it. I think it's one of the worst ideas.
So they're now encouraging the elderly to give up their houses. So who exactly is going to go into these houses? Is this part of the Housing for All scheme? You know, kick granny out and put in 50 foreigners into the house. Like I said this before on another show. I said, I don't care, you know, whether granny lives in a mansion. She can live in a mansion if she wants. She's paid for her house, you know what I mean, or her husband's paid for the house. You know, they've reared their family. They're entitled to live there. They're not entitled to be guilt-tripped out of their house. It's an absolute and utter disgrace. And there should be uproar over this.
What's this other show we were on? Whoa. What's this all about?
What?
What was the other show? What was the other show you were on? I haven't heard about this.
What show?
You just said, I said this before on another show. Oh, this show. Sorry.
On one of our shows.
Okay. I was getting worried there. I was thinking, is somebody trying to take you here, or what's the story? Yeah, Steady Eddie is saying the same. Same here, Paul. I've lost everything. I'm being honest with you, man. People just don't realize what we have been through and the shit that we've had to put up with. Like, you know what I mean? I have been thrown out houses. I've been, you know, it's just, listen, people don't talk to me anymore who are friends of mine, and you know, it's just as well my true friends. Okay, they probably did get vaccinated, but they didn't believe me. But a lot of people believe me now. You know what I mean? And you can only have to look at it. As I said, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But everyone who pushed it, jail, and the dancing made me sick, and the banging of the bin lids, that was Jesus Christ, Let's all clap for the HSE and let's all do this.
Well, they're all doing their TikTok videos, you know? And nobody in the hospitals.
Yeah. Hey, Orla, where the fuck were you hiding when I was going around with my camera on Saturday?
Oh, no,
you
Drew, I didn't see you.
Yeah, sure, I was talking to Drew,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Just for a second. Okay, we got the jab, fell for the shy talk, but we are severely disabled young lad who was always at risk from any type of bug. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know that, and I know, I have relations who done the same. Everyone thought you were doing the right thing. They really did.
But then again, there was no proper informed consent and people were coerced into it.
We were lucky that we had no side effects, no follow-up jabs. Yes, thank God for that. But there is
And
people
we've said it
who,
several times, a lot of people got placebos.
a lot of people did, yeah.
Mm.
Drop the video quality. Is there something wrong with my video? I don't know
No,
what it
you're
is or not.
fine.
Yeah.
They could be talking about the video there now.
They are bullied out of their
bullied
out of their
It's
home.
an absolute disgrace. Do you know what's happening? You know, and wait till you see now. Then there'll be a big rush now for the suicide machines to come in now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it was protect Granny. Then it's now kick Granny out of her house, and then it'll be let's kill Granny.
Yeah. But that's. I said this at the start. Okay, I'm not going to keep harping on about this, right? I'm just going to tell you this one story, and we move on about the vaccines. Okay, like I said it to me dad at the start of this pandemic. Listen, I said that the pension system is gone. The pension is gone from Europe. There's no pension. They spent that. They've done whatever they've done with it. What better way of sorting that out than bringing in something like this? And how many elderly people died? You look in Italy, 90% of the people who died in Italy were all 85, 90, 95 years of age. They all eat Olivia oil. They all eat this. They all eat this, that, and the other. And they were living. This is the problem. People are eating healthier now, especially in Italy and the whole lot. That's where they got their deaths from.
And
they introduced the flu vaccine in September of 2019 in Italy. That's a fact. That's what they did. And that's where they got the numbers. When the people start dying, they were dying from the flu vaccine. And that's where they got the numbers to up the COVID stuff. It's all in black and white. It's all there. The people have already done the research. There's peer-reviewed studies on this. So please, go look at this and we can talk about it again. But as I said, I'll always talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about anything. And anything you need to know, ring me or get me on the WhatsApp there. I have all the receipts. I have all the Pfizer documents. I have documents about everything. You know. So let's see this. Who was the Sinn Féin heads in Blanche? They must be Peregrine's GAA club members. They were encouraging other members of the club to attend Saturday's counter protest. Well, I'm going to tell you now. Paul Donnelly was there. His wife was there. I think his son was there. All Sinn Féin, standing alongside Paul Murphy and the Social Democrats and the people before puberty. These people are the opposition in the Dáil, yet they stand together against racism.
Yeah.
Nobody in that crowd. There was no racism in that crowd. People were there for a host of different reasons. They were there for, migration, medical cards, not getting houses. Like, you look at every estate. I got sent stuff yesterday.
Assessment, school system, everything. It was an anti-government rally. Because actually, that's the video you wanted to show there now from Michael McCarthy. Absolutely brilliant work he does. Fantastic work. That girl with the blonde hair, she is actually an immigrant. Excellent video.
Okay, right. We'll play that there now. But that's exactly what was happening there on Saturday. And there was thousands upon thousands upon thousands of us. Okay.
It wasn't this anti-immigration. It was more so an anti-government rally.
Yeah. Paul getting live stream jealous. Yeah, that was me talking about you. That's how far I'm going back here. It takes up to 15 years to make a vaccine, but the WEF have one made within 4 to 6 months. Make the sense of that. Pure blood here, no vax. I'm the same. But what I will say to you is, for the amount of vaccines they said that they gave out, they said they gave out nearly 7 billion vaccines, that nearly all the planets were bar 2 billion. Bullshit. If you were to make 7 billion vaccines, it would take you 32 years just to make 7 billion. That's doing it at 2 or 3 minutes or 30 seconds at a time or something like that. Somebody done the maths, and it's just not possible to get all of these vaccines in people's arms. That's why I don't think. I know a lot of people were vaccinated, but a lot of people weren't vaccinated. They said only 5%.
And there was a lot of countries. Remember, a lot of countries like Poland and Romania and all that. A lot of them did not take the shots, and it's very strange. We've spoken about this before. How Moderna had the shots ready to go before the virus was announced.
Yeah.
And they proved that. So how did Moderna know? And Moderna at that stage were going bankrupt, and then all of a sudden. They had these shots ready to go.
Yeah. exactly. Lads, we're up to 700 there. Keep sharing her out there.
Right. Yeah.
As I said, we're winging it tonight, so we're just doing what we have to do, and we're at the hitting 700 there. So keep sharing it out there. Share it out there on X and on Paul Fitzsimons on Facebook and at yourischannel.com/live. Yeah, and you can get us then. I know I'm just, as I said, I'll get to some of this stuff now in a minute on the WhatsApp now in a minute. Okay, there's 4 more there.
So so let's play the video on that girl with the blonde hair, Michael McCarthy.
Yeah. What I will say is, I was just saying this before we finish up. They reckon only 5% of the Irish population were anti-vaxxers. There's no way only 5% of us didn't get vaccinated. I'd say it's nearer to 40. I'd say they got about 55 or 60% of the population to get vaccinated. Yeah. I know a lot of people who didn't get vaccinated, okay? So but I also know a lot of people who did.
Yes.
But I don't think, Paul, I agree. Yeah. I don't think that it was only 5%. This is what they were telling you in the media, that we were the anti-vaxxers, we were this, and if you don't get vaccinated, you can kill my granny. That was bullshit. You know what I mean? You need to get your vaccine for my vaccine to work.
Yes.
More bullshit.
Yes.
You know, so
imagine that. Your vaccine only works if I get mine. What a load of nonsense.
You can set your watch by you, Paul. Good man for standing what you believe in. Yeah, well, I know. Listen, I've read. I'm going to be honest. I've been watching this. Coming out of America since 2020. I've seen it. I know what has happened. And people have ridiculed me for this. You know what I mean? Because, you're in America all the time. Listen, America farts. We get the smell in 2 weeks' time. You know what I mean? That's how it works. Everyone knows the way it works. This guy said
such a way with words, Paul. You really do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, hey, but people understand them words. You know what I mean?
Even no, you Paul, just say when America sneezes, we catch the flu.
No, when America farts, we smell the fart in 2 weeks. Seabury Ned Centre in Malahide had patients sitting outside in all weathers, not allowed to in until they jabbed them. Stuck them before they were allowed upstairs to see their GP. Sue them. I think you should sue them. I think you really should. I have a website there ready to go now, and it's called mycovidclaim.com. I'm going to be getting it up live in the next few weeks. If we can get a solicitor on board, any solicitors out there, if listening, or you know any solicitors that will take this, please contact me, because I'm gonna put this website live. It's called mycovidclaim.com. Safe and effective, yeah. Unsafe and ineffective. Yeah, spot on. The speed of science, yeah. See, science evolves, but these didn't think that. You know, they like to puke O'Neill and everyone coming out giving her all that. No thanks to Ireland Force, who ran away. Okay, Frank, where did we run to? We ran to Dublin. Is that what you're telling me? Are we still going to keep going on about this? This has been put to bed, lads. You know, come on. Get a grip, will you? In Carlow, people couldn't use the soup kitchen unless they were vaxxed. The sound blokes still gave it out, takeaway meals. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, of course they did.
And I can tell you that it's 100% true, because I was volunteering there at the time. And it ended up closing, and they were giving out takeaway meals. And then it opened back up again, and you had to bring in as I used to call the Nazi cert, to prove that you had taken the shots, right? And I made a complaint into the food kitchen, and I also rang the priest who was over it and made a complaint to him as well. And I said, I'm sorry now. I said, but this food kitchen is supposed to be for the homeless. So I don't care whether you've taken your shots or not. You are entitled, like homeless people are entitled to food. That's it. And they were like, oh, no. For us to open, we have to go along with the government rules and this, that, and the other. And I said, right, okay. I said, fair enough. I said, well, I'm not coming back. And I didn't.
Yeah. Everyone likes
because what they should have done, though, they should have said, if we cannot serve everyone, then what we'll do is we'll just stick to giving out we'll say the takeaway dinners until everybody is allowed in. But you cannot turn around and tell people they are not allowed food just because they didn't take the shots.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Billy the Kid is just saying that I'm even more vexed by the media than politicians. The likes of Claire Bourne and Joe Duffy. Yeah, have a lot to answer for. And your man, what was your man's name? That little cork fucker, Joe. You know, he used to be on the morning show. No, he used to be on the afternoon show. Joe, he gave a big speech about how how we'll be visiting, we'll be going to the hospital, and we'll have to make a decision whether you live or you die, and just all bullshit, frightening, scared tactics. I know people who got vaccinated the day after he gave that speech. So he's another one that needs to be held accountable. Concentrated with going to mass.
Same with going to mass, yeah.
Orla is 100% correct. I would go to that kitchen being broke, paying rent on the CE scheme, which you only get €20 extra than the dole. Okay. Joe O'Shea, Eddie, you're dead right. Joe O'Shea, that's who it was. A little scumbag. A little scumbag. That's what he was.
Should you remember News Talk was unbelievable. I think nearly all of them on it were just a dread.
Listen, and Luke O'Neill was on News Talk all the time, and Virgin Media. I reckon he has shares in something there. I reckon he has shares in Pfizer. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that came out. He shares in Pfizer. Like, how can you know what I mean? Thanks, Tony. How can you, like, be promoting something, and have shares in it, but yet you're saying that, you're what's the word? Not non-biased or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's nonsense. If you've got shares of something, for every shot that is sold, you're going to make money on it. So he was never going to be non-biased. And it's a disgrace that he was let allowed be up on all these TV shows and everything like that, speaking out and all this. Do you know, it just...
Chris Bourne just said, you mean Shy Talk all and not News Talk?
Yeah, you're right. See, I don't watch any of them. I don't watch RT. I don't watch any of them.
My native Irish, Paul, I'll be on to you soon and put your worries about Sinn Féin. I'm worried about them, but yeah, please do, because I will break anything. I will put anything out you. Once you have a hit piece, I'll do all the hit pieces you want now about anyone, because they're doing enough on us. Every day it's something else. Every day. No speed of science when it comes to excess deaths. Exactly. But what was this one now? Educate me on the Dublin protests. Okay, we'll put this to bed now, the vaccines. I think we spent enough time on this, but we will put together more for Thursday night or Sunday night, and we will talk about it again. It's just I need to get this internet sorted and get the videos playing properly, get them downloaded. So, yeah, thank you, everyone who has participated in this here on the side and in the comments and the whole lot. But we'll move on from the vaccines. Fair play to everyone that commented. Thank you very much. Most of them had a vested interest in Big Pharma. Yes, they had. Okay, but I'll say one more thing. You look at Luke O'Neill. Luke O'Neill sold his company for 340 million in the September before COVID kicked in, and it was a respiratory aid company. Yeah. So we leave it at that. Paul O'Neill, whoever Paul O'Neill was. Will McGregor ever speak about the injections and excess deaths? Luke O'Neill is pure evil. Well, I'm going to be honest. If I'm talking to him, I'll be talking to him about excess debts and everything else. So yeah, please God, he will. Catherine, absolutely. Hello, Paul. Can you show my photos I sent? Got something for Frank.
Oh, here we go,
baby. I'll show them after this video, Jaden. Okay, I just want to present this video, and then we'll come back and talk about it in a minute. This is just about the protests. So,
okay, listen to this. Educate me, because I'm very confused about certain things. So I think there's like a right and a left. The right is being called racist. I could have this the wrong way around. And they're being called racist for saying to put Irish people first and calling out the government. Now, this is actually very important. From what I'm seeing is they're calling the government out. They're calling the government out. So they're not actually being racist towards the foreign people. They're calling the government out for the homeless crisis, for just the cost of living crisis in general, the hospitals being overrun and everything.
This girl's an immigrant, by the way.
This is all foreign people's fault that are being let into the country. This is the government's fault. So that leaves me confused with what the left wants.
But this is, I'm going to pause it here for a second. Okay, so what I want to just address is the government, well, RTE, who is paid by the government, labelled this protest as anti-immigrant protest. That's what they're telling everyone. In reality, it was an anti government protest, but they can't say that. They can't come out and announce tens of thousands of people march together against the government because, well, it looks bad on the government who pays them money. But it's great to see videos like this where you actually have immigrants understand what this protest is about. Your quality of life is not improving, and it won't improve. It'll keep getting worse. House prices aren't going to get cheaper. Hospitals aren't going to get better. Irish are going to stay immigrating. One of the biggest reasons being the quality of life here keeps getting worse. House prices are ridiculous right now. Young Irish couples cannot afford a home and start a family. That is exceptionally cruel on this generation. And our Prime Minister, the head of government, laughed about it.
With that information, because the fact is that the government has fucked us over. We are in a living crisis. It's very obvious that if the government wanted to house all the Irish homeless people and children, they would be able to. Looking at what they were able to do for the immigrants that came in, they were able to get hotels, they were able to put up temporary houses and shit like that. Keep in mind, they weren't allowing Irish people to build these modular homes and things like that, because I myself have tried to fight the council on this. We really wanted to build a cabin and they would not allow.
Yeah. So
I thought that was very well. Michael McCarthy's brilliant. He does such great work.
He's very good.
But there she is, like, I mean, she's not even Irish and she's able to see what's going on. Do you know?
Yeah. Someone just said here, what's this one here? Did anyone Google Hassan Ali Gori in Limerick? Alleged murder of an old lady being investigated by Gardaí. It's on the Limerick Post.
Didn't
I'll
hear
try and
about
get
it.
that up now in a minute. We didn't hear about it, but I will try and get it up for you. There's something here that it's about the protest on Saturday. Do you remember we were told that there was 3 guys, there was 3 arrests. Do you remember we were told there was 3 arrests? Well, Philip Dwyer has just released a video there on the 28th, so that would have been yesterday, so I didn't see it until now. So I'm just going to share this now, okay, and we'll play this. We were told it was 3 guys who missed the train, okay? Let's see what this is. I haven't watched it yet, but I reckon that's exactly what it is.
No, we have our train tickets booked. We're getting on a fucking train.
If you don't go now, do you want to be next? Get back.
Hey, get back. I'm not going. I'm standing my ground. I'm standing my ground.
You can record it now, right? You're getting the direction under Section 8 public order to leave the area immediately.
I'm waiting to go on a train.
That's the direction.
No.
If you do not leave immediately,
I'm waiting on the bus.
I'm waiting to get home. All right?
I'm pulling them away. I'm pulling them away. I'm pulling them away.
You've been directed to leave. Start walking. Start walking. You've been directed to leave.
All right.
Start walking.
Direct under what? Under what?
Public Order Act.
Section.
Section 8 of the Public Order Act.
What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Sorry.
You've been arrested.
Can you tell me what I done wrong?
You've been lying.
Don't touch me. Sorry. No.
Threatening and assaultive behaviour in a public place.
I used assaultive behaviour.
You did, yeah.
Did I? Who did I assault?
Now, come on, you start walking, you're getting arrested.
Lads, you're all
I'm giving you a direction. Right?
I didn't talk to you yet, like.
I have you. Check your phone. I've just given you a
I just took out my phone. I'm waiting for a bus home.
I have just given you a direction under Section 8 public order.
Lads, you're fucking you're bullying.
If you do not
come on, Johnny, come on. Lads, cop on, buddy. Come here, you're standing. You should be standing with us, like.
Start walking. Start walking.
Where are we waiting for a train home?
Anything else apart from you're going to be arrested.
All we want is a train home.
This is your only opportunity.
What did I do?
Listen,
what did I do?
I've given you a direction under Section 8 of the Public Order Act to leave the area immediately.
For what?
And peacefully.
For what?
Acting aggressively, abusively, and threatening.
I've been all recorded, buddy. I've been all.
Great, you can bring it to court.
I've been all recorded.
This is your last chance. You're going to be arrested.
But how am I meant to go on?
Okay, turn around, put transport. You're an adult. Turn around, put transport.
For what?
Stand behind your back. You're not leaving.
I am leaving. I am.
So it was true. Remember, we were told this after the show the other night. We were told it, and someone told us that. And well, there you have it. There, that's straight. They were the 3 lads that were arrested. And this is what the media ran with. You know, standing at a bus stop, Paul Fitzsimons last year, standing on the corner, singled out, has a video, and showed it in court, and they don't care about videos. They don't give a shit. They're stormtroopers. They think they are above the law. But I'm telling you now, someone is coming for you guys, I tell you, and it's going to be me who's going to take you down. I'm telling you now. I will. I'm not having this shit. Keep recording these people, lads. Keep recording them, because we will win all of these cases, every one of these cases. That is harassment and bullying. That's exactly what that is. You know, and they always send the smallest fella over. So they think you'll argue with the smallest fella. You know what I mean? That's what they do. And then when you don't argue, they'll send another fella over just to annoy you, you know? And then, oh, you've been cursing, you've been saying this. The lads have had a few drinks, okay, and you're bullying them. What do you expect? You poke a bear, you'll get shit. You know, I'm sorry. And they're well armed. Yeah, he was right. They were well armed, Michael O'Sullivan. Yeah, they were armed up to the teeth. Look at the guard, a crowded around someone like flies around shite. Yeah, intimidating people. That's what they do. It's on the Limerick Post. Okay, I'll look for that Limerick Post there now in a minute. Just bear with me there and I'll Google it. Go on.
And then I sent you over another video there that just was released this evening. Now it's only like 3 seconds long, of seemingly another attempted child abduction.
Orla,
in Scholars Park.
Orla, what's the point? Seriously, what's the point? I know our people will see it, but other people don't believe it. And then Judge Nolan just lets them walk away. Yeah. You know, this is the thing, you know.
But we are calling it out. We're calling it out.
Yeah, we are calling it out.
I think it's only 3 seconds.
Post.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent it to me there. Hang on, I'll just pull it up there now.
Now, you can't see him properly, but he definitely looks like he's not Irish anyway.
Yeah, McCarthy, Irish newspapers. No. When did you send it to me?
It should be just a video. It should be a video. As in I screen recorded it.
And you sent it to me on WhatsApp.
Okay. So.
Justine Max. News talk. If you're feeling an awful situation back home, no, I've only Michael McCarthy. You didn't send it to me, Orla. I'm not seeing it. But let me see there. Let me see. We had a little infiltrator get the mic off Ace Ballia today. Oh, they were in Ballia today. Ace. Yeah, okay. You know who Ace is, don't you? No. Ace is the guy who spoke. Ace Cobby is on. Nice guy. I haven't met him. He was standing in front of me at the protest the other day, and I was live streaming, and I tapped him on the shoulder, and he didn't feel it. I was going to have a chat with him the whole lot, but he's a guy that spoke at the thing last Thursday night in Ballyfermot, and the guards raided his house and dragged him out of the house on a warrant from years ago.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, that's him. He's a lovely guy. And what the guards did was, I listened to his video last night. What the guards did was, right, they put him into the back of the Mariah, okay, and drove around for about 20 minutes, driving over all the bumps at speed, lifting him. He's only a skinny guy. He's only a thin guy. He's only about 9 or 10 stone, I'd say. I think he had bowel cancer or something at one stage, I think he said, or some sort of a cancer, and he lost loads of weight, and he's still trying to get his stuff together. But a good guy, I have to say, a really good guy. And he stood out there last week, but they had him in the back of the van and he was bouncing up in the air. There's nothing to hold on to in the back of the van, you know what I mean? So they were going around roundabouts and he was bouncing up. So I think he dislocated his shoulder and hurt his knee, I think. But he said what happened was then they opened the door and just dragged him out, you know? But they dragged him out of his home in front of his 3 kids, like, you know, come on, like, what sort of... Like, this is getting like America now, where they come and SWAT you, you know. If you speak out against the government, they send us a SWAT team of 10 into with the guns blazing and the whole lot to frighten you and your family, you know. Yeah, what's this guy saying? It's not only Judge Nolan, it's the barristers and solicitors. If they didn't get Judge Nolan to get the case, they would still get off with another judge. This is a global agenda. I think you're right. Not Irish, it's fucking guerrilla. Yeah. Centurion. Yeah. I'm just going to play this here now. This is Ace Cobbs. But that was just a gist on Ace Cobbs. This is the guy who came out and spoke last week. But again, you speak out about this government or about the plantation of this country or about Muslims or about anything, you get targeted. I'm going to present this. Apparently, they got an infiltrator there this evening, the lefty. Just bear with me there. We'll see what this nut job has to say. It looks like Ruth Coppinger. Look, she's another bleeding nut job. I hate that woman too. So that's what's happening. We're getting infiltrators in all the different movements. Or
Of course
the
we
different...
are.
Oh, hold on. Okay, a bit of satire now, Jaden. I'm gonna. Oh, look at this one. That's a good. Oh, is that Sarah? That one. Oh yeah. Okay. This is the Ieland
You done one of
lab.
Frank. I saw that one. All right.
El Franco. Let's see this now. Mr. Franco Conway, the finance boss.
That's really good. Yeah. That's very good. I must send that on to him.
Yeah. And then we have Herman's a bollocks. Pat Casey, Martin and Anthony. What's this one? Ireland's first swear jar.
That's not a phone on top of it, is it?
No, it's a card machine. Look, you beep your thing or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I know you didn't. I didn't see that one now. That's really good.
Smells like controlled opposition. Oh, look. That's baby Herman there. Look, don't be slagging Herman now. If we slag Herman, there's going to be a hit piece in the morning, guys. So come on, stop slagging him. You know how this works. Yeah, this is this Yumplet as well. I'll play that now in a minute for that Yumplet.
I didn't actually see them. What's that? What's that one?
There you go.
Oh,
Sarah the go-getter.
Sarah the go-getter. Oh my god! I tell you that's some weapon she has there.
I tell you.
Is Sarah on tonight?
It sure is. She's down the bottom there now.
Oh, now look at Sarah. Yeah. There you go now.
I'll bring you up for a minute, Sarah. Minute. How are you? How's things?
Sarah, no cursing. It's taken me a very long time to train Paul.
Oh, I love that. That's illegal.
Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah.
Is that Jaden?
Jaden,
it is Jaden. Yeah. He's brilliant. Yeah. I didn't see that one either. Sometimes he gives me a little, a little sneak peek on some things, and then the other times he doesn't. So I didn't see that. That's very good.
Do you know something though? I wish I had those muscles. I'm kind of like, I don't. I'm actually in my pajamas, guys, and it's live. Wait till you see the shite coming out tomorrow. I couldn't give a fuck though.
No, well, at least it's not the Peppa Pig ones out there, so we're all right.
That didn't go live though.
You're live. You're live now. We're live now.
The Peppa Pig one wasn't live.
No. Somebody's after saying they sent on that video from Scholars. Scholars Park.
There now.
Yeah, it's only. I think it's only like literally 3 seconds long, anyway.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. I'm not seeing it on reflection.
Oh, hi, Michael John Dennis. How's he doing?
Who sent it on to me there?
Somebody just put it up there in the comments that they sent it on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I'm not seeing it. Point size Nazi tries and fails to shame Ezra. Yeah, this is Justin Barrett. No, I'm not going to post any of that image. We've another. I'm just going to present this here. This is more pictures from the other day. People are just sending me in, so I'm just going to. I'm going to just share it. There's me again. Look, hey, that's me.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
There's me again. Look, yay! There's Ezra. There's Corky. Hello, Corky. Corky watches all the time.
Yeah.
Then Keith, I think it is. I think that's his name. Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of his name. Yeah. Oh, there's Ferg.
And Michael McCarthy there.
Oh.
There's Michelle King. Yeah. She's another lady that wears the Blessed Virgin around her neck as well, like myself. So there's Ferg and the Git. There you go.
That's a good photograph.
Yeah. That is a good photograph. It really is. Yeah. So yeah, that's them.
And actually, you should play the video that we put up on X. I sent it on to you. I love you guys coming down the stairs because, like, we're all coming down the steps because there's like the whole big crowd of us coming down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I sent that on to you because it looks really good. Like, you know, this collage of all the photographs.
Right. We'll move on then after this. Boom. Oh, look, there's me again. Ireland first. That's
Do you know
it.
what? I'm taking too many photographs of you, Paul, and I'm making you guys look just too good. That's the problem.
Look, listen, it's not just you taking the photographs of me. I got photographs with everybody. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
And
But
I'm
I'm
gonna be
making
honest.
you look good in them, Paul.
I just look good in anyway.
Like, oh, I look really handsome in that.
Yeah. Paul in his golf masters jacket.
I know, that was so funny.
Yeah.
Could you imagine him go around with a golf club like he'd be arrested?
Dennis Carter, you're a right pose.
You're right, Paul. He is, Dennis. He is.
I'm not.
Imagine you having to listen to him the whole time.
You know what I mean? It's a bit of crack, isn't it? Everyone loves me. What can I do? You know what I mean? How narcissistic. Look at me. Listen, I love myself. I love myself. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, if you haven't got confidence in yourself, nobody will have confidence in you. So hell with you. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I don't think JB handled it well, but JB is the man. Who's JB? Justin Barrett.
Justin Barrett, but like he was baited. He was baited. Like what? Like, look. Anyway, I'll say nothing.
Yeah. If it were up to Ezra, Barrett would go to prison. He would listen. Yeah. Herman thinks there is a democratic solution, or he is misleading people. It's misinformation. Yeah. Stardom. What's this now? Frank from Ireland Force remind me of John Wick. Yeah. Mark Fitz on. Okay. I know who it is now. Okay, yeah, I have it there. So many handsome Irish men for me to choose from, as I only date Irish men. Yeah. Hey, man, listen.
Well, there, Michael. You've got Frank on here. You've got Paul. You've got Anthony. You've got Martin. You've got Tom. It's a great choice.
Yeah, but we're all into women. That's not good to him. You know what I mean? He's
a
gay man.
Something to look at, Paul.
Yeah, well, you can look all you want. Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, the women love. The Irish women love Paul.
Go on, Paul. The other women love Paul. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. My sister couldn't believe the amount of people came over to us all and shaking our hands and you know wanting to get pictures taken with us and it was brilliant. Like I
know. I mean, you couldn't walk down the street and people were stopping you. It was great, and like they were so nice. It was brilliant. But as I said last week, we cannot do this show without our viewers. So it's a massive thank you out to them. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's very true, Frankie. He would.
Listen, hey. He had
your husband, I'm not going to say his name, but your husband, when we were sat at the end of the bar, he was like, it's been all fucking day. I can't walk a meter with somebody coming over to order and wanting a picture. And it was he liked it, but then it just got exhausting, you know. And I was like, listen, I said, like, she's well known, like, you know, but he was kind of like, fuck me. And I was like, yeah, I know.
Justin comes across as a lunatic. Listen, Justin's like Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like him, but I haven't got an issue with him. Justin does him, and I do me, and that's just the way it is. I just don't comment. Simon Harris had every person who took place at a silent protest outside his house arrested on harassment. I remember it. One lady was going through cancer treatment, another dragged off her doorstep in her underwear. I'd like you to see that. Joking. And me. Yes, Frankie. Hoof-hearted ice melt. Yeah. Before you end the live chat, Google Hascan Agori in his 50s and the Garda investigation into him for alleged murder of an old woman in Limerick. Yeah, I'm going to Google it now. Go on, you talk there for a minute and I will Google this. Hassan. Is this the one in the Limerick thing? I have it here.
Yeah, I think this is the Limerick. I didn't say anything about it now today.
Yeah, I'll have a look now.
But there's so much information on X, it's hard to keep up with everything. Like, you know, you'd be sitting on it all day otherwise, and like, there's only just so much you can take a look at during the day.
Well, I've been in court all day. I haven't been looking at anything.
Really,
That's what I'm
Paul?
saying. That's why I've
I
not.
never knew that. Why? What? Something happened today? Don't get him started again.
I haven't,
Oh, Lord
okay.
God. Sarah.
Yeah.
How's the McDonald's orders going?
Listen.
Okay, here's this guy. We read this now. Hassan Al Ghori and Mary Ray, both in their 50s, were found living in squalor at wetlands located off Clondale Road, surrounded by scurrying rats, rusting containers, and insect-infested bedding. This was last week. A couple arrested on suspicion of murdering an 89-year-old woman are now living in squalid conditions in a rat-infested hovel on the outskirts of Limerick City, a year after the woman's death shocked the quiet Tipperary town. Hassan Al Ghori and Mary Ray, both 50s, were found living in squalor at wetlands off blah blah, surrounded by scurrying rats. Okay, come on, get to the point. The couple strongly deny any role in the death of Miss Ray's mother, Josephine Josie Ray, whose body was discovered in bed at her home in Nina on August 4, 2024. The elderly woman was found with facial bruising and appeared to have been strangled. I have nothing to do with this death. How is somebody accusing me of murder, said Mr. Al Ghori when approached for a comment. This is hatred. I feel it's racist. I didn't do anything wrong to anyone. You see, this is the problem here now. They scream racism and the whole lot now, you know. Mary Ray also was also mad at him saying, I had nothing to do. I had not. No, I had not. No. The rat starting near her feet, she added, my mother loved me. She was mad about me. We lived together. It's very hard for me and I miss her terrible. You see, this is what happens. These people come into people's lives and, you know, the same thing happened to the Scissor Sisters. Like, you know what I mean? They were being abused by... So, listen, we don't know what the story is there with this, but, hey, the couple were arrested by Gardaí and questioned on suspicion of murder, but later released without charge. 8 months on the great-grandmother's death, Gardaí have said the investigation is ongoing and that a file will be forwarded to the Office of the Public Prosecutions. Mary, who found her mother's lifeless body, said she initially thought Josie was asleep. So, yeah, it's brutal, isn't it? Okay, let me just get this one now. That Mark.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Lord. So, any news, Sarah? Any crap?
Well,
used.
You know yourself.
I'll go. I know.
Yeah. So you know yourself.
It'd be just nice to go on and just see some good news stories, because it's just sometimes it's
okay. I'm just going to remind you, ladies, we have nearly 800 people watching this, so relax on what you're talking about. Like,
I know, Paul. I literally just
we're not sitting at a bar now. Do you know what I mean? Hello.
This is not the after show, girls. This is not the after show.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, it'd be just, sometimes it's just, you're like, where is there a good news story? We need some good news. It's tough going at times. It really is. When you're looking at just bad stuff, day in, day out. I'm trying to see, will Paul bring up that video in relation to, there's another child abduction today in Scholars Park, and you can't see your man properly. He kind of looks of African descent, because he's not Caucasian. So I'm assuming that's what he is. But now there was no further details given, but you can see him there with the guards. How, when is enough? At the end of the day, there are so many stabbings and rapes and child abductions and attacks and women been stalked and women been harassed. It's when is enough? It's just ridiculous. You remember when we were younger, Sarah, how often would you see, there it is there now, look.
I'm going to be honest. See, a guy tried to abduct me into a car years ago, but hey, but that was when I was only a kid. I was about 10. He offered me sweets and the whole lot, but that's as far as I ever came to anything like that. I was never abused by the priest or anything like that. I must have been an ugly child. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? Or maybe I would have spoke out about it. I don't know. You know what I mean? But we never.
But, like,
I never seen.
This is what I mean. Like, child abductions and all the stuff that's going on now with the ones people running around with the knives and everything. That was so rare. Now it's a daily occurrence, and sometimes twice, 3 times a day. There's something going on here. There's something going on here. There's something going on somewhere else. Like, it's just impossible to keep up with now at this stage. Like, when is enough enough?
Yeah, someone has said you guys won't talk about the real puppet master. Seriously, I know you love Era, so talk about the real head of the snake. Well, it's the WEF and EU and UN, isn't it? We know who the head of the snake is. It's getting rid of the head of the snake. It's a well-known fact that Irishmen are the most handsome in the world. Thank you very much.
And Michael.
Some of us milk chocolate. Yeah, cheers, Michael. You're all great, down to earth sense of humor. Yeah, we are.
Thank
and
God.
that's what. That we all get on well. We're all good crack. So yeah, why not? You know.
Paul Lady had a connection when he thought I was doing another show a while ago. Did you see that, Sarah? I was going to start crying. I was like, calm down, Paul. I'm not going anywhere. Not yet.
Sean Murray's going to leave this on. Hold on now. Did you not sign that contract here yet? No. Do I not get 40% or whatever you get after that?
Exactly what I signed in blood, is it?
Did you not remember the thing you signed on Saturday night? Remember that yoke I got you to sign?
Listen, I wasn't that. I didn't have that many Bulmers. Sure didn't, Sarah. I was very well behaved.
Good night, Sean.
No, you were very well behaved, but you had a few Bulmers, but you held them well.
Yeah.
Sarah comes across as a very classy lady.
Hey, Michael, that's what you say about me all the time.
Wait till you get to know her, Michael. Wait till you get to know her. I'm joking. Yeah. Paul, what's this? My sister has a crush on Paul and she's 32. Jesus, Paul, you stood yet.
Now, if she got to 142, because normally Paul, gets the older ladies.
Yeah, well, see, my ma gave me this new cream for the sunburn now, and I tell you, it's at the knocking years out me. I think somewhere in London, same in London. Yeah, Jaden Chris, Court shouldn't bother with me. Court shouldn't bother with Paul. He is older than Ireland, and will probably outlive it. We still don't know how he has a dad.
Yeah. But Jaden, we're working on proof. We think Paul has gone back a lot further than we initially thought. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Jaden, actually, will you send over the photograph of Paul with that famous singer?
What famous fucking singer now?
You see?
Yeah. When we were kids, we were out roaming all day. I've said this all along. We used to leave the house at 9 in the morning. There'd probably be 30 of us off the road. We'd go out to Sutton Beach. We'd be swimming all day. You get your fish and chips, or you get a few chips. You come home then and get your toast and whatever before you went to bed, and you were black. Like I was like, I don't use suntan ever. Don't use it ever. So, and I'm still here. I haven't got cancer. So hey, listen. But that's what I'm saying to you. Like, we'd be gone all day, every day. My ma would know where we were and was never worried about us. Where nowadays, I'm afraid that my kids are going to the shop, and that's what I'm worried about. You know that sort of way? Yeah. Steady Eddie heard that Alan Shatter, TD, Ron Leonard, Peter Sutherland, they all have something in common. They're all Jewish, lads, as far as I know. That's what they are. Was that a question for me? They're all Jews. Yeah. Let me on here for a few minutes, you gobshy. Mustafa shy. Oh, come on, Mustafa, for a laugh. Come on in. Do you want to come in for a few minutes, Mustafa?
Oh, yeah, please. Just for a laugh. Let him
Michael John Dennis. Yeah. Mustafa, send me a text there. Go on. I'd love to have you up here, Mustafa. Send me a text there to the group. To 089 203 1521, Mustafa. Come on. Let's see who you are and let's see what you have to say. In you come.
And there has to be video. Dennis. There has to be video.
Oh, yeah. Nobody comes in here without video. You need to go a lot further back to the WEF, the WHO. Yeah. Occident, advocate. Okay, I'm going to play this video, lads. Sorry, just give me a minute. What?
I'd say you need to bring it up closer, Paul. It's too hard to see.
No, well, I can't really bring it up
there, is it?
That's him. That's him, yeah. That's him there, yeah. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him. I better put Sarah down in case she's there.
There's like another child abduction. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Paul, do you get much male attention? No, Michael, I don't.
Only you, Michael.
I'd punch the bleeding head off someone if they. Only you, Michael. But hey, listen, you know, don't get male attention at all. There is no maximum limit to mass migration, demographic replacement. Yes, it is. Paul isn't looking pale and stale. He's looking hot and red, attractive. Young 32-year-olds now after his burn.
Please do not encourage him. Like, we have to listen to this.
Yeah, we got kicked out of the house if the weather was good. I still kick my kids out of the house if the weather is good. Ask all to like Shove in the Square 3 times on every live. Yes, please like, share, subscribe if you can. Fun. What's the number, you fool again? There's the number there. 089 203 1521. That's who it is. A fooligan. Of course I'm a fooligan. You gobshite you. Starmer's Muslim. Yeah. Okay. Hot and ready. You mean hot and ready? Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's bleeding roasting in here now, I have to say. Hang on. Al has sent me in something there. Oh yes. I'm going to have to play this. Okay.
Okay.
This. Okay. Now this is a couple of minutes long, right? It's 6 minutes long, but this lady, this is brilliant. I have to say, this lady has to close her shop and everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play this. Oh, this
is the one up in Dorset Street, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna ring the kids. So yeah, I'll just be off for a second, and you two ladies can sit there and. Okay. I'll play that now.
Here from Bowie Aesthetics. I'm just coming on today to talk about something that I really cutting to the chase. I have decided to close our Dorset Street clinic. Reason being, it's not safe anymore. It's not safe for my workers. It's not safe for my customers. And I'm from the area and I don't even feel safe going to work anymore. Like, it's no secret that the street has become more dangerous in the past. I'd say since I'm there 4 years, it wasn't that bad, but it's like the problem has escalated. A little bit of a backstory is, you might remember when there was like men coming up to the doors of the shops, and then my staff had to get like their partners, their boyfriends to come and pick them up from work because they were scared. So there was that going on.
Go away. No, go away. Because why here? Why are you looking? Go. No. Ring the police. Police? Sorry about this.
Last week there was an incident when I sent a staff member to work up there for the day, and there was a very violent attack right outside the shop. There was machetes, there was men fighting, there was blood everywhere, and that just got me thinking. I was like, right, I said, what's next? What is the next escalation from this? Like, what's going to happen next? Because if this is how bad it is now, what's it going to be like next year or in a few months? Like, my staff closing up the shop. Not only that, like, my main clientele would be women. So with women come children. So what happened if that fight was going on with all that madness? I'll post the videos so you can see what I'm talking about here. So what would happen if my customers were walking with a baby up to see me to buy a voucher to book in an appointment, and that child witnessed that, or that woman got caught up in that violence? Do you know what I mean? That really kind of made me stop and think that this is not something I want my company to be involved in anymore, to be around. And so I feel for me, it's the best decision for Bowie. And as a business owner, it's not easy to walk away from a premises. I mean, like, I'm losing out on so much money that I've put into doing up the place. And it's hard as well because Bowie Dorset Street was my first location. It was my first baby in business. And, you know, it's just a very sad thing to have to walk away from something because of something beyond your control. Like God forbid anything happens, the women walking up to the shop if it gets dark in the winter, or like, I dread to think of what the next escalation of the situation is going to be, because if that behaviour has escalated into now fighting outside the shop openly in the street with people with machetes and knives and sticks, and, you know, like, it's just a sad thing that a girl from the local area can't even work in her local area anymore because it's not safe. It's sad to think that this is what it's come to, but unfortunately it is what it is. Only be operating now from Pearse Street. So I'm praying and hoping that Pearse Street doesn't start to turn into the same situation that we have in Dorset Street. So that's just the update I have, and I feel like it's the best decision for the safety of my employees, for the safety of our customers, and for my own safety as well, that I cannot carry on trading in Dorset Street anymore. So yeah, I guess it's just one of those situations. It is what it is.
And, you know, it's just shocking. It's absolutely shocking that she's had to close her business. Your man looks like he's off his head. Did you notice that?
Yeah, but I think that must be, that's a year old though. I saw that it must be a year ago. That's not recent. The guy in the shop.
That video was a year old. I think he was actually claiming himself at the door. That's what actually happened. The dirty scumbag, yeah. But that one's a year old. But she just showed you the 3 different steps that they have taken. Like, that was the first video. That first video was him just at the window and doing what he was doing and the whole lot. Then there was the second one with the machete and the knives and the whole lot. And the girl just has to close up. Like, and that is disgraceful. Like, she's a young lady who's making, you know, she has her own business.
Paying the council taxes, you know, like employing people and everything. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. And then I saw another comment, I'm not sure who put it in, where they said about women over in Sweden and Germany are dyeing their hair black now. Like, that's horrendous.
Hang on there. Let me just put up there. Air first. An 84-year-old collapsed grandmother here, waiting over 2 hours now on an ambulance. My piss and blood is boiling. That is disgraceful. What happened to you, Air Force? I just seen that there a minute ago. That's disgraceful. You're waiting over 2 hours. Where do you live in? Are you in Dublin? Are you in Roscommon or somewhere? Because didn't they? I remember driving out to Achill years ago, And I could see the signs. Oh, there's no ambulances for whatever. You won't get an ambulance here. You won't get this there. You won't. That's what they've done. They shut down everything, haven't they? You know what I mean? The HSE is not fit for purpose. Not fit for purpose. Hey, Paul, Lady of Ireland. Yeah. Lady of Ireland. Shout out. Oh, Muslim men. Hold on. Makes me sick to see thousands of grown men getting all roiled up on match day over football, yet their daughters are afraid to walk the streets in their own towns.
I know. But like,
well, in saying that, I was all roiled up now on Sunday because Liverpool won the league. So, but I still make sure my daughters are well looked after. I don't let them go anywhere, and I am fighting to stop this. So, listen. We all need it. Muslim men need to be educated. These men are preying on white Western women and children. Yes. Karen Green. Yes, Sarah. The man at the door is old. I know this salon as I pass it every day. The fact that she has to close due to violence and not because there is no business. Yes, it's right.
Shocking.
Yeah. Okay. Mister. There's no sign of hang on, I'll just check and see that Luke, or not Luke, what's his name? Your man. Mustafa, yeah, sorry, yeah, Mustafa, yeah. Oh, there we are, look. He's brilliant. I have to say, he's brilliant. I love this guy.
Is that Jaden then you're talking about?
Yeah. All Simpsons cartoons now. You have to do us all in Simpsons, look.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't see that. Hold on.
Martin, hang on. Martin looks like what's your man? Is it Left something? The guy that ends his when he says
3 books left.
3 books left. That's what he got the picture wrong.
No, I don't know. There's
3 books left.
There's Anthony. Jeez, our eyes are very big, lads, aren't they? I don't like the big eyes, like, you know what I mean? But fair play to you, Jaden. Fair play to you, mate. Yeah.
Jaden, where's the picture you sent to me? Where's the picture with
that wasn't Jaden. Sorry, that wasn't Jaden. That was someone else did that. Fair play to you.
Oh, right, okay. Now, because we for Jaden to send in the one of Paul and a famous singer.
Hang on, did he send it to me? Here we go. Wait to see this one.
It's really good.
You have to show it now.
I'm going to show it now. Of course I'm going to show it now. Look. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Isn't that brilliant?
Martin, why isn't Jaden on your committee? The fuck though?
Stop.
Like, can you imagine?
It's brilliant. Paul, do you know what it looks like? It looks like something from Greece.
Yeah, well, it's me. I'm like Michael Bladen Flatley there doing the dancing. Look.
Now there you see, you've met Elvis as well.
I've met everyone. Yeah. But I'm just going to put this up here. Yes, Erla. The only they leave you waiting, even though you get the ambulance to the hospital, you will wait hours to get seen.
Hours to be seen. I know.
It's true. Yeah. Let's see what Paul on the inside. Erla 4 Sue was hospital last week with chest breathing problems. It took hours for ambulance to come back, but make sure you wait because once by ambulance, she will be brought straight into A&E. Yeah, that's how it works. Behaving around Islam and holding your head still simply does not work. Yeah, they need to be run, and they need to be run away from the GPO. I'm just gonna hang on. I want to see. Paul Nolan had a video up here earlier. Just let me see. Can I find it? The Gardaí in Damo Noiva. Let me see there. That was from last week, I think. Was it? No, he's still doing them.
He's still doing flags.
He's still doing flags. Look, still doing flags. Do you know something? Fair play to him. You know what I mean? He's a legend. I have to say, he really is. And there was 1,000 flags, I think, given out there on Saturday.
Brilliant.
You know, it's
amazing.
You can't see Sarah's head there once I put up the things. Look.
You're okay. You don't need to see my head. You're grand.
There you go. Yeah. Hiya, grand. I just want to see Paul Nolan put up a thing there earlier, so I just want to see Paul Nolan. Yeah. You see that. This was, what's this now? Is this someone getting attacked or something, is it?
Yeah.
He just got attacked, didn't he?
It's
I can't see it properly.
Bang, look. Did you see it? What did he punch? Just going to go back to that. Look, your man comes out of nowhere. Look, and just punches him.
It was
a kick.
It was a kick. It was a kick, I think.
It was a dig in the head he gave him. Look.
But for what though? Why? Just like random, like. But that's what.
Did
we're
nobody
dealing with.
chase him? Did nobody see him? That was mad. I have to say, that was crazy.
Well, we've seen these videos over in other countries where they just randomly come up. You know, especially where women is standing along waiting for the train and they come up and they either like hit them in the head or they push them or whatever. Yeah. Shocking.
Jesus Christ. I'm just going to show this video. All does some great videos. What are these clapping for? Is this? The girl. Yeah, okay. There was a girl died last week. What's her name? Veronica or something. Hang on, I'll just see. Let me just see. She what was her name? Mirror Street won't be the same without you. What was her name? I'm trying to think what her name was. Was it Veronica or something? But I'm gonna just play it, and anyway, she drove down Mirror Street today on her last. I'll just play it anyway. Sailing, take me away. Yep.
You should give a backstory. Was she a trader? Like
she was a trader. Yeah, she was a trader. Yeah.
Was she old? But
no, she was only young. She was only in her 40s, I think. A lovely girl. But mental health is just so under. People don't talk about stuff here in this country. You know what I mean? It needs to be spoken about.
Okay.
I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to speak too much about it because I don't know that much about the story. And but listen, I've seen posts from her daughter and the whole lot. So yeah, I'll have a look through it again, and I just see. I don't like talking on stuff like this because you could say something wrong, and then it opens a whole
can of worms. Yeah.
God bless her. God bless her. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just going to play this. This is the last, and then we finish up. The cool-off camp was set on fire last night. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was set on fire. Or this morning, the early hours of the morning. I haven't seen too much about it. I seen it posted. I think Kevin Coyle posted it this morning or something like that. I'm sure it was one of the lads, but yeah, I have to say a big shout out to the lads that are down there. Fair play to you, are keeping it going down there.
And do you know what happened?
As they say. If you don't know, somebody when they went down this morning, this was burning or something like that, or I don't know, to be honest with you. I didn't hear too much about it. As I said, I just saw the video. But obviously somebody doesn't want them down there, the sort of way. They do they make little makeshift huts and everything, and the kids go down, they sit down there for a few hours, and it's really it's grand, you know what I mean? But Air Force Sue was hospital. Okay, we got that already. I seen it on Facebook.
Where's Mustafa? Where's Mustafa?
Gone. Why don't you call Mustafa?
It's always the same
An
though.
hour.
Once you say come and talk to me in person, they fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. An hour on the floor before we found her semi-conscious and disorientated, and you're still waiting on it. Jesus Christ. You might not see colour, but the people coming to live with you do. Yeah. There's Mustafa. That was me at the door of the salon. Ha! Yeah. That was Mustafa. Let me just see. He hasn't sent that in. We got just finished up now, and anyway, lads.
Did you say no? Was that the last video you wanted to show there from Kulak?
No, well, if you want one more, we've 5 minutes. No, yeah, we've only 5 minutes. I only done it for 2 hours tonight because
we've had a long week.
Yeah.
It's been a good
We
week
have
though,
had a
Orla,
long
to be
week.
fair. It's been a good week.
Yeah, it's been a long week though.
Look. Oh, this is your podcast, girls. Here we go. This is the podcast that Jaden wants us to do. Kitten Talks with Orla and Sarah. P.S. Paller is not allowed.
Oh, Jane, that is brilliant. Oh my God, that's what Martin's going on about. Oh my God. Listen, I know he's not on tonight. We must show that on Sunday because normally Pat is on Sunday night. Oh, he's going to love that. He's such a guest. Oh God, that's brilliant, Jaden. Fair play.
Yeah. I tell you, now that has been very good. Lone Beauty. We'll be using more of this stuff. Anyone who sent me in anything this evening, I'm sorry I couldn't play it. As I said, the internet's not great here. I'll fix it tomorrow. It's just, as I said, I've been busy. And what I will say is we have won the court case. Paul is a free man. We all knew it was bullshit. And up your holes, everyone. All the haters. All the haters. Yeah. Yeah, gobshites. But listen, girls, I'm going to drop this down. We're going to finish up.
No bother.
And stay down below there. I don't mean that in a bad way. Stay down below. I just mean stay down in the green room. And I'll come back and talk to you in a minute. Okay?
Yeah,
thank you very much, Sarah, for coming on and giving us a dig out. Thank you very much. Orla, again, it's been emotional. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you in a minute. Good night. Sorry, good night and God bless. We'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, lads, you just look through this. Biggie, old fucking Pray Western, blah, blah, blah. Jaden, Chris. Oh, that's not me. I don't know who did that. I got something else Paul will love. Okay, yeah, it wasn't you. Okay, everybody, listen, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through all of this stuff here. Michael John Dennis. No, I emailed in the government Gardaí would give any assurances about my personal safety visit in Ireland. So, yeah, he's not coming back. Okay, now, Jesus, this is it now. Great show, guys. Thanks and God bless. Listen, as you can see, a whole green screen behind me. That's where you're seeing little glimpses of this, that, and the other. But listen, it's been a great night. Thank you very much, everyone who listened in. And as I said, if you want it, you can buy us a coffee on the stripe there. There's the stripe there. You can buy us a coffee if you want. And we are up to 800 there, people. That's what we were up to. Fair play to you. Thank you very much for coming in and watching and listening. Okay. So, as I say, every night when we're finishing up here, I'm just copying and pasting this in here and play. As I said, you can buy us a coffee if you want. But as I say, every night we're here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Even in the courts. Once you tell the truth, you will survive. Good night and God bless everyone. Thank you very much.